Good morning, students. Today we'll discuss Chapter 4 Ratio Analysis, Part 1, Book 3, Class 12th, Accountancy. So, what is ratio? Ratio is an arithmetical expression of relationship between two independent or related items. It means when two items, two variables, two figures, two numbers are compared to each other. This is called ratio. The term accounting ratio is used to describe significant relationship which exists between figures shown in balance sheet, in a statement of profit and loss, in a budgetary control system, or in any part of accounting organization, according to J. Beatty. So, according to Beatty, when we compare two items of the income statement or of the balance sheet or of a budgetary system or any item of accounting organization, this is called accounting ratio. So in short, we can say ratio analysis is a technique. It is a tool of financial statement analysis. This ratio can be expressed in four forms: pure ratio, percentage, times, and fraction. Pure ratio. In this form, the relationship between two items is expressed in ratio. Suppose we are comparing current asset and current liability of the firm. Current assets are 2 lakh and the current liability is 1 lakh. That means ratio is 2:1. This is called pure ratio. Percentage. When the ratio is expressed in percentage, for example, net profit of the firm is compared with revenue from operation. So net profit ratio will become net profit upon revenue from operation in 200. This is called percentage. Times. When a number is expressed of time, a particular figure is when compared to another figure. For example, trade payable turnover ratio shows the relationship between credit purchase and the average trade payable. Suppose credit purchase is 4 lakh and the average trade payable is 1 lakh. That means credit purchases are 4 times than the trade payable. This is called, the ratio is expressed in times. Fraction. It is expressed in fraction. For example, fixed asset to share capital is compared and these are 3 by 4. That means 0.75. It is called fraction. So meaning of ratio analysis according to Myers. Ratio analysis is a study of relationship among various financial factors in a business. Or in other words, we can say an analysis of financial statement. Financial statement means the item of statement of profit and loss and the item of balance sheet. With the help of different accounting ratio, it is called ratio analysis. Now, what are the objectives of ratio analysis? Objectives of ratio analysis are divided in 6 parts. Number 1, simple. That means accounting information we can get in a very simple form. Next is short-term solvency. It determines the short-term solvency means ability of the enterprise to meet its short-term financial obligations. Long-term solvency. It indicates that the enterprise payable to its long-term liability of the business on time or not. Next, operating efficiency. It shows to assess the operating efficiency of the business, the resources of the business are going to be utilized properly or not. And the profitability, to analyze profitability of the business. And inter-firm and intra-firm comparison. Here, it helps in comparative analysis, that is inter-firm and the intra-firm comparison. Next is, what are the advantages of ratio? Number 1, it is a useful tool for analyzing of financial statement. It helps to understand the financial position of an enterprise. And this ratio is very useful for the bankers, investor, creditor, etc. Next is simplifying accounting data. It simplifies, summarizes, systemizes the accounting data so that everybody can understand them easily. Next, useful in locating the weak areas. These ratios assist in locating the weak areas of the business through the overall performance, and the management can then pay attention to check the weakness and take the remedial actions. Next, useful in assessing the operating efficiency of the business. These ratios are useful for assessing the financial health and the performance of the enterprise. Next, useful for forecasting. These ratio helps in business planning and the forecasting of the firm. Now, ratios are classified in 4 groups: liquidity ratio, solvency ratio, activity ratio, and profitability ratio. Liquidity ratios. These ratios include current ratio and quick ratio. These ratio helps to meet its short-term obligation of the firm. Solvency ratio. These ratio includes debt equity ratio, debt total asset to debt ratio, proprietary ratio, and interest coverage ratio. And these ratios helps the enterprise whether they would be able to meet its long-term liabilities or not. Activity ratio or the turnover ratio or the performance ratio. These includes inventory turnover ratio, trade receivable turnover ratio, trade payable turnover ratio, and working capital turnover ratio. These ratios helps to check the efficiency of an enterprise in using its resources. And the next is profitability ratio. These ratios includes gross profit ratio, operating ratio, operating profit ratio, net profit ratio, and return on investment. These ratio can be measured by its profitability. Either the profitability of the firm is efficient, good, or not. Now, liquidity ratio. As I explained you, liquidity ratio, it helps to check the short-term solvency of the firm. Commonly used liquidity ratios are current ratio. And the formula to get the current ratio is current asset upon current liability. And it helps the enterprise to pay its short-term financial obligation. Firm is able to pay its short-term liabilities on time or not. It is always expressed in pure ratio, and the ideal ratio is 2:1. The acceptable current ratio differ from industry depending on the risk involved. Generally accepted accounting standard in case of current ratio is 2:1. Now, we'll understand this with the help of an example. In this numerical, we have to calculate current ratio. Here some items are given, item of the balance sheet are given. First, we'll segregate what are the current assets and what are the current liability, because the formula to get the current ratio is current asset upon current liability. Trade receivable is current asset, prepaid expense current asset, cash and cash equivalent current asset, short-term investment is current asset, machinery is non-current asset. We will not take this ratio for calculating current ratio. Bills payable is current liability, creditor is current liability, and the debenture is non-current liability. This will also not to be considered in this ratio. Inventory is current asset and expense payable is current liability. So now we'll find out what are the current assets. So trade receivable, prepaid expense, cash and cash equivalent, short-term investment plus inventory. They are the current assets of rupees 2 lakh. Current liabilities are trade payable. that is bills payable plus creditors, and the expense payable, which is expense outstanding, 1 lakh. So current assets are 2 lakh, current asset is 1 lakh, so ratio will be 2:1. It is a pure ratio. Now liquidity ratio. Liquidity ratio, the formula is, to find out the liquidity ratio is liquid asset upon current liabilities. Liquid assets are more liquid than the current assets. Liquid ratio measures the ability of the enterprise to meet its short-term financial obligation. It is a pure ratio and the ideal ratio is 1:1. Liquidity ratio of 1:1 is an accepted standard, since for the every rupee of current liability there is a rupee of quick asset. If liquidity ratio is less than 1, it means that current liabilities are more than its liquid assets, and the enterprise will face the problem to obtain the short-term loans. Now, we'll try to understand with the help of an example. In the question, current liability are 50,000, current asset 80,000, inventory is 25,000, prepaid expense 5,000, and trade receivable 30,000. Now, student, what is the difference between the current asset and the liquid asset? Current assets are those assets which can be converted into known amount of cash and cash equivalents within 12 months. And the liquid assets are those assets which can be converted into known amount of cash within 3 to 6 months. So, to find out the liquid asset, two items will deduct from the current asset. One is inventory, second is prepaid expense. So current asset minus prepaid expenses minus inventory will become liquid asset. So in this numerical, liquid assets are 80,000 minus 25,000 minus 5,000. From the current asset, we deducted two items. One is inventory, another is prepaid expense. And the current liability is given 50,000. So 50,000 divided by 50,000 will become 1:1. Now next is solvency ratio. Solvency ratio are calculated to meet its long-term financial obligation. Solvency ratio are the ratio which show whether enterprise will be able to meet its long-term financial obligation, that is long-term liabilities. These are debt to equity ratio, total asset to debt ratio, proprietary ratio, and interest coverage ratio. Now we'll learn how these ratios are calculated. Now debt to equity ratio. The formula to get debt to equity ratio is debt upon equity. Students, you have already done chapter 1. In the balance sheet, you have seen what are the debts and what are the equities. Debts are the non-current liabilities and equities are the shareholder fund. So debt are the external debts and equity are the shareholders fund. It is also a pure ratio and the ideal ratio is 2:1. Debt can be calculated by 3 ways. Debts are long-term borrowing plus long-term provision. Or if current liabilities are deducted from the total debt, we'll get long-term debt. Or capital employed minus equity. Now how to calculate equity? Equity is basically shareholder fund. So in other words, equity is share capital plus reserve and surplus. Or non-current asset, that is tangible asset plus intangible asset plus non-current trade investment plus long-term loan and advances plus working capital. Working capital is current asset minus current liabilities and minus non-current liabilities. So this way we'll calculate equities. And Other way is total asset minus total debt. Now how to calculate it? See, in a firm, share capital is 1 lakh, general reserve is 45,000, surplus, the balance of statement of profit and loss is 30,000. All these three items are the shareholders fund, which are 1,75,000. Debenture 75,000, long term provision 25,000. These are the debts, and the total is 1 lakh. So debt equity ratio is debt upon equity. So in other words, this is 1 lakh divided by 1,75,000, and the ratio will be 0.57 ratio 1. Now total asset to debt ratio. This ratio shows the relationship between the total asset and the debt of the firm. So the formula will be total asset divided by debt or long-term debt. It is a pure ratio, and the ideal ratio is 1:1. Now see, in a firm, long-term debt are 16 lakh. Long-term debt means these are the debts, and total asset is 24 lakh. Formula is total asset divided by long-term debt. So this will become 24 lakh divided by 16 lakh, which will be 1.5:1. Now proprietary ratio. Proprietary ratio establishes the relationship between the proprietor's fund and the total asset. So proprietary ratio will be proprietor's fund or shareholder fund or equity, or the other name is net worth also, divided by the total asset. Now how to calculate it? Share capital is 5 lakh, non-current asset is 22 lakh, reserve and surplus is 3 lakh, current asset is 10 lakh. And the formula of proprietary ratio is proprietor's fund upon total asset. So proprietor fund will become share capital plus reserve and surplus, which is 5 lakh plus 3 lakh. It is 8 lakh. And total asset is the total current asset plus current asset, which will become 22 lakh plus 10 lakh, 32 lakh. So ratio will be 0.25:1. Now interest coverage ratio. This ratio explains the relationship between the net profit before interest and tax and interest on long-term debt. This ratio is calculated to check whether firm will be able to pay the interest on time or not. So the formula is net profit before interest and tax upon interest on long-term debt. So student, one important thing is this ratio is always calculated in times. Please don't forget, this ratio is always calculated in times. Suppose a firm's long-term loan is 10 lakh, interest on loan is 1,25,000, and its profit before interest and tax is 5 lakh, and you have to calculate interest coverage ratio. So the formula is profit before interest and tax divided by interest on long-term debt. So it is 5 lakh divided by 1,24,000, and this will be 4 times. So this way we'll learn how to calculate liquidity ratios and the solvency ratios. So students, first you will revise the meaning of the ratio analysis. You will also revise what are the objectives and the advantages of the ratio. Then you will learn the formula of the liquidity ratio and the solvency ratio. And for good understanding, student, please try 2 to 3 illustration of each ratio, and please see the objectives and the significance of these ratios also. Thank you so much.